Coach D here with Ground Force Sports and King of the Swing. Hey, in this short video, I want to show you three things, and we're going to talk about three things. The first thing is theory, show you some examples of what I'm talking about with Major League hitters and past Major League hitters too. Plus, teach you how to teach your son or daughter or your players on how to create more power off the lower half by training with the King of the Swing. Let's get started. Okay, on to theory. A while back, a professional hitter and also a coach taught what was considered squash the bug, to where all we were doing is just picking up, putting down, and just rotating our hips. This did not play well into power. Just because we're not transferring weight, we're not creating energy off the backside into the front side. And for the most part, some bigger players, and there's been some really good hitters, and to this day there's still hitters that are pure rotation on the lower half, where they just pick up, put down, and then just basically pivot. To me, I really like the theory of moving the mass forward, transferring energy into the ball rather than just spinning. And I kind of liken it to an example of a punch. If I was to punch somebody in the stomach, just rotate and turn, sure it's going to hurt. But as soon as I go forward and transfer my foot, move forward, gain ground, I'm going to transfer more energy or more mass into the point of impact, and that's where we're going to get an awful lot of power. So I'm going to show you some examples of players that do both. And like I said, neither one's right or wrong. I prefer to move mass forward, and that's what the King of the Swing is all about, is moving mass forward. Instead of squashing the bug, I want to gain ground and have more of an impact with my mass rather than just my bat, trying to get my bat through there. It makes the bat, for me, understand what it does is swinging through the ball rather than to the ball. And like I said before, an awful lot of rotational hitters are really good in the lower half, but I like to move my mass forward. So that's what it's all about. And I heard 80 to 85% of major leaguers gain ground. And what I mean by that is, and that's why I have these two balls up here, is just to give you a reference of where I start and where I end. And this does two things. You can tell right away if I create force off my backside, I'm gonna put a lot more energy into that front leg. It also sets up a better mechanical position to be able to brace up to cause the hips to rotate. And that's what it's all about, is getting everything to rotate. That linear energy, landing, and rotate. So here's a couple clips for some rotational hitters and also some mass forward hitters. Okay, two things to look for. The first one is how they're gaining ground from where they start. If you watch Mickey Mantle, he gains an awful lot of ground, and that's not our intended goal. Our goal is to just transfer energy into that front leg. And we can transfer a lot more energy gaining ground rather than just trying to spin off on that backside. So the first thing is watch them gain ground. The second thing is watch how their back foot comes off the ground and it does a little bit of a pull. What this tells us is those hips are really exploding through in a rotational manner. Take a look at it. Okay, here's Mickey Mantle. Notice where he starts. As he strides forward, he's gaining ground. Now watch what his back foot does. When he pulls off, that means his hips are exploding through. Here's a clip of the start, and there's the end. Now Bryce Harper, see him load down that backside. Now watch how he gains ground. His back foot comes off the ground. I'm going to play this twice. Same thing, load on that backside, get to that front side. Here's a start clip, and here's an end clip. Just a great transfer of energy. Okay, here's the young lady I just started working with, just pure rotation. This is what the high school was teaching her. Pure rotation, no transfer of energy. Now here she's going to go into her load. Notice where the bat was. That's where her front foot started. She's gaining ground. Now watch what the backside does. Watch how it explodes through, transferring a tremendous amount of power to that front leg that causes everything to rotate. Okay, so let's get on to learning how to train your son or daughter and your players how to create that ground force that's going to give them a lot more power.